these errands at the store, I hop on my podcast and let y'all know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna get to it. Rest in peace of Julio Foolio. You know what I mean? But I think sometimes put my damn seatbelt on. We gotta reach a point to where, sometimes we gotta expect the outcome of certain people's life, depending on how they're living their life, and depending on what they're putting out. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I was not a big fan of Julio Foolio. You know what I mean? I'm not saying he was a bad rapper, but his music just didn't really appeal to me like that. Well, he had a couple of songs that was heavy on my playlist. You know what I'm saying? But I just can't really get into his music in particular. You know what I mean? But I think that, when you put out the material that he was putting out, it's just a matter of time before something happens to you. Whether it's going to jail or whether it's somebody coming to get you. You know what I mean? And it sounds cliche. You know what I mean? Like, oh, it's typical. Like when you make music about killing people, somebody gonna come back and kill you. You know what I mean? Live by the gun, die by the gun type of deal. But at the end of the day, when it actually happens, it is sad. You know what I mean? Like, it's a sad situation when it actually happens. In my opinion, I think it was a setup. You know what I mean? The video just came out, you know what I'm saying, of him getting killed at the hotel. And it makes you wonder, like, what were those dudes doing there? You know what I mean? Like, how did they know that he was gonna pull out of that particular parking lot? You know what I mean? And they were just there ready for him. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, like, it's like they got the hit time, they got the location, they got everything, and all they did was just post up and wait on him to get to that particular spot. And they just came out and did what they did. You know what I mean? So it's a sad situation. I think he was 26? Correct me if I'm wrong. You know what I mean? I think he was around 26 years old. But, like I said, man, like when you listen to his music, you know what I mean? You got to put two and two together. You know what I'm saying? And one thing about me, I will never understand why a rapper that's getting a certain amount of money will continue doing what they're doing. You know what I mean? Like, eventually, man, you gotta reach a point to where it's like, okay, I'm retiring from this lifestyle, and I'm gonna go make my money in peace. You know what I'm saying? But I guess when you're built a certain way, you're intrigued with a certain lifestyle, it's nothing that will change you. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people, oh, money can't change me, I'ma still be me. And I agree with that. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, man, you gotta outgrow certain things that are detrimental to your life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I used to do things in my past. Now, of course, I wasn't killing folks and robbing folks and doing things like that. But, I used to do things in my past that I'm not very proud of. And I think that a lot of us, we go through things that we're not proud of. But at the end of the day, we outgrow those things that we used to do in our younger days. You know what I'm saying? I'm 30 years old. You know what I mean? So I kind of, I lived a little bit. You know what I mean? I consider 30 to be still young. You know what I mean? But I done did my thing from, 17 to like 24. And then you just reach a point to where it's like, I don't want to do that no more. Or like, I don't want to go back to that. You know what I mean? Because when you reach a certain status, or when you reach a certain place in your life, when it comes to your maturity and, just the lessons that you learn as a young man, you reach a point to where it's like, man, I don't want to go back and do that shit no more. You know what I mean? Like, cause it's stressful. You know what I mean? When you breaking the law, and when you're doing things like that, it's very stressful because you can't predict the outcome. You know what I mean? Like, you're literally trying to, I don't want to say survive. You know what I mean? But you're trying to escape. You know what I mean? And you know that the law is against you, and you probably got other people against you because y'all are competing for whatever it might be, but y'all are doing illegal shit. So at the end of the day, you can't really predict when you're gonna go down. You know what I'm saying? So I think that, when you reach a certain point in your life, man, you just hang up your jersey and you retire from the things that you used to do. And I think Julio Foolio should have reached a point to where, okay, you're gonna do your gangster music or whatever, but just keep your circle small. Don't be out here just going crazy. You know what I mean? So, in my opinion, I think it was a setup. I think somebody dropped the location. You know what I mean? And another thing is that, man, when you know that people hate you on some like street shit, because people might not like me due to my opinion. You know what I mean? But I'm not out here promoting violence. I'm not out here, trolling people that are dead. People might not like me because, okay, you said Angel Reese is not a good basketball player, so I hate you. All right, cool. But dissing, completely different ball game. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just different. So, Julio Foolio was just not paying attention, man. He wasn't paying attention to the people around him. And I guess, I would have to say somebody dropped his location, because in the video, you know what I mean, them dudes was ready. You know what I mean? Like, they were waiting on him. And in my opinion, it looked like a setup. You know what I'm saying? So just, sad situation for Julio Foolio. And I think these rappers need to realize, when it's time to just hang up and retire their old ways so they could be the best version of themselves and eventually make more money. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Brian, he was on borrowed time. You know what I'm saying? But then a lot of times, people do things that put themselves on borrowed time. You know what I mean? Because I think we all on borrowed time. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people, they participate in certain lifestyles that make their time go by faster. You know what I'm saying? And that's always sad. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, just hitting y'all with another one. You know what I mean? And I'm, like I said before, I'm gonna do this more often. So y'all subscribe, y'all like, donate, do all the good stuff. And I'm gonna hit y'all with another one soon, man. So y'all have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Wednesday. Peace and blessings to everybody.